I'm Sarah Farron. I'm the president of the BCLA. I'm also an optometrist, so I'm in practice. And one of my kind of key areas is in dry eye disease management and how to translate the wonderful world of research into clinical practice. And that's one of the core values of the BCLA as well.
Brad Parks. I am now the CEO of the BCLA. I've been a contact lens optician for about 35 years, owned 2 practices for 30 years, sold them under the auspices of retiring, and have landed the role of the CEO at the BCLA. And I also have a very big passion for membership organisations and how to run those successfully. And so when this role came up, being a contact lens optician, front of eye passionist, as well as membership passionist, it was a collision of 2 great passions, and I'm really excited about all of what's to come, having been enrolled for 5 weeks.
The overall themes of the conference this year were around how to translate evidence into clinical practice, and also about giving patients a voice, understanding things from their perspective. So a lot of the themes of the talks and of the lectures and the workshops were really how to engage those 2 principles. So we've got patients on stage communicating their own experiences, their own journeys within the world of their own eye care, so be that contact lens related or dry eye related, for example. And then we've also got the latest in research that allows us as clinicians to then truly engage in that understanding in how to then take that home to our practices, to offer up all that wonderful knowledge to our patients every day in practice, so we can really change people's lives.
The programme brings together a culmination of the science, the technology, frontline practitioners all coming together so that we can take that great research, that great science, and get it into frontline practices so that it does have the impact on the public.
It comes back to that holistic principle, doesn't it, where I think these days we have to be much more realistic about not just seeing a pair of eyes, or not just seeing a cornea, chuck a lens on. It's got to be much more patient driven, much more lifestyle based, and then using the collaborations of the BCLA with institutions like TFOS, we can really start to come together to understand the nuances of why ocular surface is so vitally important, why dry eye disease management is so critical in the world of contact lens care, and the harmony that this all brings to give us the opportunity to get the best possible outcomes for patients.
BCLA is a family, and people meet here every couple of years, and they've been meeting for years and years and coming together from all across the globe. And you can be sitting alongside a professor on one side of academia, you can sit alongside a professor of ophthalmology another, and you can have a conversation if you're a contact lens optician or a frontline optometrist, but we're all coming together with that same common purpose of front of eye for the patients.
I think it's so vital to be able to chat with your peers and what do you do if you get that problem, and even if you're sat in a lecture and you can go, did you know that? Do you do that in practice? And so it's having that networking that you just cannot get. There's so much value in that, to still meet as a community of our members and of people who really want to engage in learning. There's such a buzz at this conference. The energy is great, and I've met with this person that I haven't seen for a few years, and this person had a chat with me, and I think it is that community. There's something very special about being part of a club, and having like that shared energy and the sense that you can make a difference collectively. And if we work together and we collaborate and we share peer-to-peer learning, that everyone benefits, in a way that's, it is kind of hard, it's not intangible, but it's hard to describe until you experience it for yourself. And you think, actually, there's a really great sense of community in sharing those sorts of ideas and networking.
Yeah, and I've been chatting to students and early career professionals, and I've been really interested to kind of ask them, why are they here? What are they getting from it? And I've been astounded, actually, that they're here for networking. And I didn't think that was a young person's thing, but actually they've realised it's a small industry, and if I put myself into this kind of situation and I network, who knows where that may take me in the future. I'm learning, and I'm learning about new stuff so I can do a better job quicker and easier than my counterparts and my peers. Who's not going to want to do that? And they're joining this big community as well. Not only that, we've got people here from all across the globe. So we are a truly global organisation of bringing together all those heads, but not just the heads of science and technology and academia, but of frontline practitioners as well. And that's what makes this event so special and this organisation so special. We're all equals with all the same passion.
There's an interesting example of that in the workshop that I was part of this morning. So we had a discussion workshop, so there's maybe 10 people around each table. And there were people from all over the world, So the UK practitioners are going, oh, well, this is what we think and how we would manage this kind of issue. And then the people from Asia are going, oh, really? Well, we wouldn't do that at all. We do. And so it's just really interesting to see globally how the different perspectives are, and you think, well, hold on, we kind of all have the same data, but actually the differences around the world are phenomenal and we can learn from each other, So the group would kind of go, oh, well, what would you do about this? And it just sparked this debate about the differences in practice. And it's really interesting to bring those groups together in a way that you just wouldn't have the opportunity to do otherwise.
Yeah, and so often CPD, the great learnings in CPD workshops is that discussion of listening to other practitioners. But you're right, to sit and listen to practitioners from all around the world, or from science, or from technology, or from academia, it just opens your mind up to how we can more easily solve more of our problems quicker and easier. And who doesn't want to do that as a practitioner, or solve a problem through science because they've been able to listen to other people from around the world. It's a great opportunity for everybody.
It all starts with really good education, confidence, knowledge, upon which the foundations you can build. There's studies that have been done that show that contact lens wearers as a patient base are our most profitable, our most loyal, our most advocate patients. So we know they are very powerful to have and keep in a practice. What's wonderful about the way you build a relationship with a contact lens patient is just different. You see them more frequently, they're more engaged, they're getting a solution that often they love, and it's giving them a depth and breadth to their lifestyle that they just lacked potentially before. There's an awful lot of value in really knowing that you're helping a patient's life to truly just support it and transform it, and then you've got the wonderful things like myopia management, where you genuinely can impact the entire life of a patient. It's so important to invest in good education and good knowledge to then be able to achieve success for those patients.
The ability to build those close relationships with your customers is just incredible. I remember when we first looked at regular replacement contact lenses, and we would see our patients every 3 months, and we built really strong relations. They are engaged with us, and we should be strongly engaged with them. The other thing is it opens up their world, as you say, Sarah. It's things like sport. I've got young family who are into cricket, they're into rugby, both of which at some point, if they need them, they're going to be wearing contact lenses for that, not glasses, because it just makes so much more sense. And you see little kiddies, so I do some coaching of rugby as well, and you see little kiddies who are playing rugby with their glasses on because they dare not take them off because they can't see what they're doing. And I just go over and say, have you thought about contact lenses? And they put them into contact lenses, and suddenly they become these great ambassadors for the sport. They become giants, standing on each other's shoulders because they've got the confidence to then take that into their sport. But if it gives them the confidence on the sports field, it gives them the confidence in life in general, and it makes them feel really special. And I think as practitioners, we should be looking at the whole eye care. I care, you care, we all care about people's eye care, and therefore we should be looking at every opportunity to discuss whatever eye care they require, whether that be through surgery, whether that be through contact lenses, whether it be dry eye stuff or glasses, and obviously providing them with sight tests too. It's all part of the whole holistic approach.